Hi, travelers. I know I look a hot mess. How are you guys doing? This is going to be your third open reading for December 2019. Few things before I get started. First thing is I'm still having some issues with my website. I have no idea why it reverted back to 2018. So a lot of the pages are not displaying. For those of you who are playing along for the Learn the Deck, Earn the Deck for the Tarot, for the Casanova Tarot, it didn't even post up any of my articles. So I went in this morning and I just redid an article, and two articles that I've already posted are not even there. They can't be found anyplace. So I'm going to have to rewrite those. So I ask you to kind of bear with me as I'm going, as I try to figure out what's going on, because the only other option I will have is to go in and manually update all of the pages to the website. So that's going to be the video galleries. So those previous month's videos, I still have those. However, that's going to be a real pain in the butt, having to go back and manually create all of that stuff again. But that may be what I have to do. I have heard from the hosting company. They did a restore back to a couple of days ago, and it didn't change anything. I was also having trouble with my SSL certificate, and that's a certificate that you use to actually take payments on a website. That's a secured certificate so that you can accept payments through the website. So I was having some issues with that. There's several other things that have been going on with the site, and I'm kind of baffled as to what the issue is. So we shall see. So I just kind of ask you to bear with me at this time frame. I've got, like I said, 3 or 4 articles that are completely are completely missing. So that's the first thing. What's the second thing? Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing a flash sale here to run until, what's today? Wednesday, to run until Friday. And I'm going to offer the 30-minute personal reading. This is a video reading, and what that means is that you get a chance to, I will record that you give me your information, pose me your questions. I will record the video for you, upload it to the Google Drive, and you get a chance to come in and download that video and save it so that you can watch it as many times as you need to. So I'm going to offer that at $25. Sound like a plan? So let me write that down so I won't forget. So that's the flash sale, and I will be announcing that on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Tumblr here in a little bit, along with I post the card of the day for the Casanova Tarot. Now, there's one other thing, and I really need some assistance with this, so I'm going to call on you guys out there. I went to a resale shop, I don't know, last month, and I ran across a picture that I've been looking at, and then finally I just went ahead and I bought it. I actually love it, but I'm having trouble finding out the name of and I know it's a famous painting because I've seen it before. There is an artist name on here, but when I've done a Google search, this picture does not come up. So I'm going to show it to you guys. And if somebody knows the name of it, I would really appreciate it if you could email me, and you can find my email address in the About Box section of my channel, okay? Or you can simply go over, click the I here, where am I trying to go? That shows up here. That'll take you over to the website, and you can go to the support desk ticket or whatever. And so here's the photo, here's the picture. If anybody knows the name of this, I would really appreciate it. I've been searching for days and I cannot find the name of the photo. And down here in the bottom, it says J. Pankey, 1992. And the only J. Pankey artist that I could find on the web was a Jill Pankey, but this picture does not show up anywhere in her work. Maybe I'm not looking right, but if anybody knows the name of this, I would really appreciate it if you tell me what it is. I really like that. I think it's quite an interesting painting, and believe it or not, it has a lot of really wonderful energy coming off of it. And if I'm not mistaken, this was once a mural someplace, or it was a super large painting. And I like it because I don't know what's happening and what the story is. I don't know if it's called Screaming Kids or Surprise Kids. I don't know. I've typed in everything I can think of. But what I like about it is the different expressions of the children as they are looking. Yeah, some are like, that looks like a frightened, like, I can't believe it. Oh, I don't want to hear it. They look scared. This one looks crying. But then here's this one kid who's rising above the din to say, hey, and I really, really like this painting. So if somebody knows the name of it and the artist who did it, please shoot me an email. I'd really like to know, because like I said, I've been searching for days. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with this open reading. And so if you'll give me an opportunity to get everything set up here, and I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to be using just the Radiant White deck today. I've had a few people, somebody just emailed on the channel and wanted to know if I did zodiac signs, and of course I do, but those things cost, you have to get a paid reading, a personal reading. And so all of the readings that when I do general readings, these are just open. I open the cards to see what story. It may resonate, it may not. But hopefully something will come out of it. There will be some messages that might help you or be relevant to you in some way. Of course, if you want more information, you can just come over to the website, click on that. That'll take you over to the website, search for tarot readings or tarot consultations. And I have a long list of tarot consultations that are there, from one question all the way up to 90 minutes. So, oh, CD Dozier, I emailed you back about the Akashic Records question that you said you had, and I have not heard back from you, so please let me hear back from you. I will be using these because they are sometimes a bit easier for people to understand. I know, because a tarot can sometimes be really enigmatic or kind of highbrow, and you don't quite know what people are what they're talking about. And I try to interpret the messages in such a way that you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Even if you don't understand what I'm saying, sometimes it becomes clear a bit later on. So we're going to use these cards. We're also going to use the La Vida Sibila, and I've been doing a lot of work with the La Vida Sibila. And these cards are quite interesting, and I feel that I have really been doing them a great injustice in terms of what the cards are able to do and what they are able to say. They are very interesting cards. For those of you who've been with me a while and you hear my process for linking up with the deck, as I sleep with the deck under my pillow. And they've been producing some very interesting dreams and revealing a lot more to me about them. I've made some notes, got a new little notebook. Y'all know I got notebooks everywhere. And so we're going to be using these to clarify. We may also use the conjure cards, and I'll be wrapping the reading up with either an angel answer, okay, or a romance angel, or maybe that, there's another deck that wants to come out as I go through the reading. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and lay 9 cards. I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait for 2020 to be over. I mean, 2019. I'm just like, oh my God, it's never going to come. So here we go. The 9 of Cups. Well, isn't that interesting? Hopefully you can see these. I'm gonna try to. Oh wow. The Ace of Wands. Oh. And then the 8 of Cups. Isn't that something? The Star card. Wow. That's big. There's the Queen of Coins. And here is the Justice card. Wow, this is big. Oh, the Chariot. What in the hell is going on over here? Wow. The Knight of Cups. Isn't that funny? Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. And the Three of Wands. Isn't that something? I have 1, 2, 3 cups, 2 wands, a pentacle, one water major arcana, and 2 air major arcanas. And what is so striking to me about this star and the Justice card is that they both represent the planet Venus. This is the star of Venus, but it really represents the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer, the sign of brotherhood and sisterhood, the group. And then I have the Justice card, which is also ruled by the planet Venus, but this is the sign of Libra, which is harmony, balance, beauty, self-worth, and value systems. Sometimes this can be about legal issues, and then sometimes this can be about sometimes it can be simply about the justice of it all, or the karmic nature of it all, and not necessarily the karmic nature, because as we all know, justice may not always be, according to us, fair, right? We may not always get what we want, but whatever the outcome, this is about accepting whatever the outcome is, okay? Now, I have a 7 of Pentacles over the whole reading. So this is either the situation as it is now, or this is our advice. And basically this card, the 7 of Pentacles, is about waiting for the harvest to come in, so to speak. This is about having already put in a lot of effort, done a lot of things, invested perhaps a lot of time, thought, money, blood, sweat, and tears, and then an opportunity coming along, and you're not quite sure if you can fit this in, if you have a place for it. Maybe you're not sure you want to take on something else, and so you're kind of waiting. You're waiting to see what comes up next, and what am I going to do with this next opportunity. For some of you, I honestly feel that something has come along for you that really perhaps you've been hoping, wishing, dreaming about. It's a timing issue, so to speak. And this is the only eclipsed moon that we have, and eclipse season will start next month in January for 2020. So it'll be an entirely new eclipse season coming up. And let's see, if I'm not mistaken, our eclipses have fallen across the Cancer Capricorn axis. Here's our Cancer card. Here's our Capricorn card as well. But I'm not sure if they will be crossing the Leo Aquarius axis this time. I'm not exactly sure. I may have it backwards. I'm not exactly sure. I can say that perhaps there may be at least 2 people involved in this situation, because I have the 2 court cards. But as most of you know, the knights always represent messages and events for me. In other words, something may have been stagnant and not moving along, and you're waiting for that message or that answer to come through, and that's going to help move. So knights are always about movement for me, moving a situation along, or some kind of event that takes place. I don't have any repeater numbers. I have a 3, an ace, a 3, a 7, 8, and a 9 here with these three major arcana cards. Whatever this hopes, wishes, and dreams thing is, this ace says to me, yes, you finally done or gotten whatever it was that you wanted. And it took a lot of effort and energy. And now there's a new portal way opening. There's a new kind of an energetic doorway that's opening for you. I'm not exactly sure if this Eight of Cups is saying to me that if you step through it, you're going to regret it, or that some of you are going to just pass this by, whatever this opportunity is. Well, because um, that old saying, be careful what you wish for, kind of a thing. And it may not be that it's something that's going to end up being terrible or horrible. It just may be that you will discover at some point, wow, this really isn't what I thought it was going to be. These two cards, I think, have great significance. The Chariot card is about courage and stick-to-itiveness and determination, that no matter how bumpy the road or how bumpy the path or rough the travel, if you just focus and maintain, you're eventually going to get where it is you're going to go. So I do feel that there's another event or message that's coming up. I have seen the Chariot show up when it does actually speak to travel. This is setting your ships out to sea and not knowing whether or not they actually make it to their destination or not, right? Taking a risk of some sort, making a decision about moving forward with something. But also you have to wait for those ships to come back in to see what gains they brought back, if any, or maybe if they were robbed and come back empty with no money to show for it. So I'm not quite certain what the cards are trying to tell me. If this is a person, okay, this is going to be a younger water sign individual, could be male or female, Cancer, Scorpio, and or Pisces. And that message is tentative. And the reason why I say that is it's a little bit more developed than a page, but as you can see, there's no rush. He's coming with that cup, but he's taking his time. In fact, he hasn't even tested the waters yet. So there's something that's kind of like on a pause. Okay. Now, if this is not about an earth sign female, Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn, then this is going to be somebody who is in perhaps a good financial position, or maybe in terms of their work or their career, they handle lots of money or handle accounts with money, or they do a lot of business. They give good, sound business advice. They're practical. They're down to earth. They're cautious. And I think what I find to be the most interesting is that this pentacle here on the ground is now being held by this queen. Now, I don't know what that means. Honestly, I don't. If this is a question about careers, sometimes the Justice card will show up in answer to a career question when it says that, going into the law or counseling or something of that nature, mediator like that, would be the right thing for you to do. But I don't know. And there's something here about water. I'm not... There we have a stream or a creek. Here we have somebody walking like across the marshes. I don't know. Here we have a pool of water. In the background, way back there, there's another little stream of water. There's a whole river behind this guy. Here we have somebody tentatively crossing that stream, and then someone is standing on a bluff. That's quite interesting to me. I don't know if this is you having to have move away from someplace, from one locale to another. That's coming across through this. We have like that castle scene. That castle, can you see it there? And then it shows up again here, kind of like. Some kind of celestial astrological event, perhaps eclipses, and then the because sometimes the star card can be the cosmology, speaking to the timing of it, the astrological timing, or the grand design, so to speak. Well, let's see. I don't know if y'all can hear my dog out there barking, but he has been yanking our chains, my mom and I, all day. The 9 doesn't tell me anything, so let's go to the 8. Right quick, since I'm in the cups. Because number 8s kind of speak to endings. They're usually positive numbers. They speak about movement moving from one stage to another. With the Chariot, it is a warning not to get involved in unnecessary gossip, uncomfortable situations, or behave in a judgmental way. Instead, focus on yourself, your goals and aspirations, and channel your energies towards your own success. It asks that you contain yourself and direct your focus and energies toward achieving your goals and aspirations. That's why I say this is like you've gotten to this point, and whatever it was that you've been doing, that you've been focused on, you have really reached a milestone with this 9. And then something new is presented to you. But I think many of you, for some of you, you're going to choose to walk away from that. The question is, why is that? Sometimes to me, the star card will breathe the idea about being true to yourself, showing yourself as who you are and being comfortable with that. Maybe this is saying that, right where you are now is right exactly where you should be. I'm not sure. We're going to look at that. Let me take a look at this Ace of Wands if I can, to see if it tells me anything being surrounded by some or next to some of these cards. No, it doesn't. The only other card I can look at is this 3 of Wands here, right? Because there are court cards and major arcana. So there's nothing else really for me to look at. Wow. The 3 Wands with the Justice. Isn't this funny? It is a message of encouragement, as eventually you will benefit from all of your past efforts. Keep going, as you will reap better than expected rewards. Wow. Well, if that ain't true. Literally, this is in the cards. And we see that there's these 2 different directionalities. Walking away from this one opportunity, but maintaining your own focus on whatever it is that really is about who you are. And in doing so, you're going to move forward into something else. I find this to be quite interesting. Let me take a look to see if this Seven of Pentacles, because it's here over the top of the reading, it has some influence. And no matter what cards are in the deck, the major arcana cards always hold sway, more sway over everything else. Let's see, Seven of Pentacles. With the Nine of Cups, it is an indication that now is a good time to make important decisions and make good, solid investments. Positive action taken at this time will lead to fruition of your goals and just rewards for efforts. Wow. Now, I do have, in a sense, repeater numbers in terms of the 2 sevens. They're not in the spread together. So I don't think that's going to matter much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at what this Eight of Cups is all about. This is the idea that everything that you've done thus far, not necessarily that it doesn't hold any value or any promise for you, because your past has a direct influence upon your future in terms of where you're going. It may not always be a direct line, okay? But this says that there's something more that you are looking for, all right? And whatever this is, matter of fact, let me look at this first. Whatever that is, apparently it's not that it's not enough. It just isn't what you are perhaps interested in, okay? Dottore della nemica and the Fortuna. Oh, that is an interesting trio of cards. All right. That is an interesting trio of cards. 2 wands and a spades. The militari. The stanza. And the Gran Signore. Well, I don't know if someone has put a proposal to you and that proposal was everything you wanted, or maybe you thought it was everything you wanted, but then suddenly you realize, no, that's not what I want to do. It is this La Nemica who has come out. Typically, she is the rival or the enemy. Now, if this is you, this could be saying in one respect that not necessarily, maybe depending on the circumstances, you are your own worst enemy. But other than that, this could be the idea that simply you're just not the person to be going through whatever this is. I don't know. I'm gonna look this up. Let me see what the Three of Wands says. Conversazione, viaggio, and the dispiacere. And the plot thickens. Well, let's take a look here. The Dottore, which is my knight, well, actually, it's like the King of Wands. if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what he has to say here. Wow, this is interesting. Tell you these cards. These cards. Now, it just represents somebody who's in a position of authority. It can very well represent a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, civil servant, somebody of professional standing. This is the idea that he has authority over others. But usually it represents specialist help that will be required to help get out of a sticky situation. So I don't know if some of you have been in dispute with another rival. Because it speaks to a bad habit, a grudge, or a broken heart that needs healing or fixing. Now, this card can also represent the idea of, in its upright, in terms of financial matters, success and fulfillment, in particular of career advancement in an intense period of work. But being next to this Lanamika here, this is about someone who can't be trusted, or you've received incorrect personal advice. And this can be that it's someone that's close to you as well. It indicates advice from someone with an agenda. There it is. So I honestly feel that someone is going to kind of maybe come in, offer you something, but I think you're going to be kind of smart enough. There might be a bit of dust up here, but I think you're going to be able to discern for yourself what the best thing is. What's interesting is that this person shows up on the other side. So let's look at the Lanamika, because she is the Queen of Spades. The Enemy. This card represents someone in whom we trust but who secretly wants to betray us. It is someone who wears a mask of helplessness and nicety. This is someone who will use their knowledge to turn around and inflict great pain. This could be a man or a woman. I'm not exactly sure what this card is telling me. It can also indicate somebody putting a curse or a hex on you. If this is about advice, this is the idea that whatever advice you've been given is going to be given with malicious intent in terms of leading you down the wrong path. It can show an indication of someone trolling and bullying you online. Financially, it warns of great danger and treachery. It can represent someone who wants to obtain money by deception, fraud, and money laundering. It speaks to black magic and a tragic event and a revengeful plot. Someone who has maliciously infiltrated into your life and woven a tight web of negativity, poisoning good relationships and closing doors of opportunity for you due to malicious gossip. Well, let's see what happens. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Fortuna card is able to, in effect, kind of negate that thing. And it could be that this dispiacere here is the idea that the person is not able to do their evil plot. Now, I'm not sure if there is, hold on, if there is a third individual here. This very well could be. Hold on, let me get my card here. What number is that? The 5. It represents karmic luck and providence. And it says that this card has the power to annul any or all negative effects, even the sinister ones. It may represent fulfillment, success, recognition, and prosperity. A prayer answered, a relationship will prosper, and finances will abound. Even if this card was to show up reverse, okay, it still means the same thing. So this is, I think, something is being averted. I think maybe someone had come in or has tried to come in, and this may be someone that you're not even aware of, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because you've been so busy. And for whatever reason, you are able to negate this. Now, we have the Soldier. Again, it could speak to someone in a uniform or someone who's in a position of authority. It also indicates inner strength that will help you pull through. It is a conquest card, a win after much sweat and toil, particularly when followed by more positive cards. It's not really positive here because it also can indicate here, particularly with the Stanza card, this is the Ace of Diamonds. It can speak to legal matters, financial matters that herald a struggle, which you may become involved in or which may already have occurred. Somebody who can give you a lot of grief. This is this one who can give you a lot of grief. But we have here the Ace of Diamonds. It is the card of confession, secrets, and classified information, of privacy and trusting someone with the secret. This card will show two people who know each other very well, and it indicates a best friend or someone who knows a secret about the other. It represents intimacy and sex, and can also indicate a clandestine encounter, particularly with the Soldier. It can also represent an office, a study, a surgery. And it can foretell of upcoming news and developments and possible visitors. If you've been waiting for a response or for news to a package or something, this card tells you of its arrival. Maybe you're waiting on something from someone else. It heralds patents, trade secrets, espionage, secret formulas of a product, and work meetings. It also indicates job interviews, office jobs, self-employment. Here's this guy. And he is the King of Hearts. So I don't know if somebody's coming back, or I'm just kind of curious as to who this person is, or if this is describing the character of someone. I think there's something going on here, that somebody attempted something, but it looks to me as though it does not go through, because this person can indicate somebody who's trustworthy in the business world. It is representative of someone who is very wise and very kind and patient and offers good advice. He may be a bit wealthy, but it also speaks to being in the presence of good company. That this is somebody that you can trust. Typically a married man. someone who's mature. Now, here we have the Ace of Hearts. So we have one ace, two aces, three aces, because she's the Ace of Spades, the dispiacere. And so whatever this thing is, I'm not exactly sure if it ends with conversations having to do with a trip or a visit or some kind of job interview, but it looks as though something doesn't go right here with the dispiacere. Okay, so if that's the case, it's because there's somebody who's working behind the scenes. Now, this could also be in a relationship, so I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, no, that's not true. Hold on, what is that? The Ace of Hearts. This speaks to conversations, interviews, oral exams, and invites to social events. It talks about new connections, good offers, new business deals, discussions about contract business plans, and new or more customers. In friendship, it represents good times ahead and harmony. There's somebody around you, I think, right now, who, for all intents and purposes, is working against you. That's what this is telling me. Even if this is a romantic relationship. The Three of Wands, that's a Three of Wands on top of a Three of Wands. Isn't that something? It says travel, whether good or bad. It represents all sorts of movement, trips and journeys, relocations. Remember I was talking about moving? Like you've been moving from one place to another? In business, it represents prosperous commerce, business travels, import, exports, ideas, or lucky ideas or innovations. It is always a positive card unless other cards contradict this. It heralds a positive change in the dynamics of the relationship. But if it is next to very negative cards, it can indicate a change of heart. Now, let's take a look at this Ace of Spades, shall we? The dispiacere. Bad news. It foretells of a period of difficulty and sorrow, the failure of a project or humiliation, gossip or anger. In love, it heralds misunderstandings, disappointments, and separations. Family matters, it's falling out, bitter disputes, and feuds. In financial matters, it may include a dismissal or bankruptcy, a bad investment, or even bullying at work. If it's legal matters, it can indicate a serious problem with the law and unfair judgments. Whatever this thing is, it comes by the message, because as you can see, she has the letter there on the table in front of her. And her reaction to it tells you that whatever this news is, it was unexpected. Let's pull, I think, and this could mean really that you find out that it's somebody who's been working against you all this time. It is these three cards. And I'm not quite sure if I should read the Nemica Raptori as that's either a male, I think it's a female, I'm going to say it's a female, who has a position of authority of some kind. You know, this can be the idea of someone like trying to come in and get in on the good stuff that's happening for you. They're kind of like leeching on. I think, though, there's a Nine of Hearts. That's another Nine of Cups, so to speak. There's the 5. And there's the 8. And what does this mean? Hold on one second and I'm going to tell you. The 9 means that all roads are open, that everything is, particularly if you've been going through a hard time, you know, that all of your wishes and dreams are going to come true. This shows really good fortune after a particularly difficult financial time. But here are these clubs. And it says conflicts that need to be dealt with. Okay, so don't stew in the situation. Take care of business. Consider all possibilities before jumping in with both feet. It can indicate new alliances and friendships, but there may be conflict. And we see it. Almost as if the argument or the fight actually helps you to make a decision. Again, it says don't be reckless and think before you jump into anything new. Watch out for your money. It says the time is to act now and all of your wishes and desires are ready to become a reality. Do not become distracted. Stay focused. In work or business problems, this has to do with professional jealousy. There it is. There it is. And it looks as though there's somebody on the other side of this who, I don't know, comes in to try to help or comes in to try to, what's the word, mediate? I don't know if that's exactly coming out right. But I think the conversations are going to end up breaking down. And I don't know who this message is for. It doesn't say it's for you. It could be this other person, that they get the news unexpectedly. The person is going to go ahead and move forward with you. So I don't know. That's what I have for you. I'm going to pull an angel answer card. Yeah, and this is coming up on the new year as well. And as I say, it may play out all the way until January due to the fact that we're going to be starting eclipse season there. Okay? Listen to your intuition. These cards, I tell you what. All right, here we go. Now, this does not rule out that this can also be a romantic relationship as well. Your intuition is completely reliable and accurate at this time. Listen to your own inner guidance and you can't go wrong. You can be certain that the messages you are receiving from your angels are real and trustworthy. Have faith in your feelings about the circumstances you are experiencing. Your insights into other people and their true feelings or motives are perfectly accurate, so there is no need to question what you know is true. Again, I'm going to do that flash sale. Actually, I'm only going to do it until tomorrow. Okay, I said Friday. So till tomorrow. That's the 30-minute reading, video reading for $25. Again, you can book it here. I do hope those messages help. And until next time, namaste.